Nagaland News Network aji ade Nagaland Flatfenders Club kanlaga Foundation Day de ahigana ase aro Nagaland Flatfenders Club to gishugule 2020 dewa establish koina tahan under the presidency of John Longkumar tahan idu shuru koina ahala thagisha so it just actually them 5 years se tahan idu flag Nagaland Flatfenders Club to 5 years se julie ase aro tahan idu Tala modo the saishugule preserve and flourish ase aro tahan basically idu vintage jeeps kan aro World War II de thakala jeeps kan idu kan tahan preserve kuri gana tahan aro hornbill time de noilui peace relay kan kuri gana tahan alak initiative uthai gana kuri gana over the years ahala bi amyan janio paise to idu tahan la aji foundation day to celebrate kuri sa to idu tahan la foundation Day to ginaga na celebrate ko na lui jawle se noi lui tahan Nagaland Flatfenders Club to ginaga ko na form ko ito kan la sopla ito la importance kan sopla opportunity lui na man details se visual salo.
A very good and happy day to all of you gathered here. And also, I thank God for this day, for this beautiful weather, this sunny day, and a day of purpose. We are gathered here to celebrate the Foundation Day of Nagaland Flatfenders Club. It is my privilege as President of the NFC to welcome all of you. So please relax and enjoy the show. We, the NFC, are a bunch of old friends, restorers, enthusiastic restorers of World War II vehicles, primarily the Willys and Ford MB Jeeps, as also Dodges and heavier vehicles, which is under process, that have seen action in this theater of war here. Also motorcycles and cycles that you all have seen. These have been beautifully restored. And also Mahindra Jeep, petrol Jeeps, which we are inviting up to 1990 vintage. That is the last of the petrol engines. We are passionate about this, and we have now bonded together, not only as friends, but also as an organized club with an ideology and a clear vision of what we want to become. From 2020 onwards, we are happy to say that we have increased our stable of vehicles and also other vehicles, especially as more enthusiasts have started to join us. Our ideology is simple, that we want to restore and preserve these machines which we consider as historically correct and as our Naga heritage on wheels. As you all keep listening to the rest of the speakers, and as you delve into the atmosphere that we have created here, and also after the many conversations that we'll be having subsequently with each other, you will understand what I mean to say. But let me also say what we are not. We are not a business club. We are not here to make profit. We primarily just wish to let the younger generation of Nagas to be made aware of the significance of what we do. We wish to preserve a part of Naga history. When the Second World War was imposed upon our land and our people, it brought upon us Nagas death and destruction of an unimaginable ferocity. But the war also brought upon us, to our awareness, the clash of world ideologies and the clash of civilizations. And it opened our eyes to the vast vista of modern world civilization and world political ideologies. And that really changed us. We are all educated citizens of Nagaland, and we understand the importance of preserving our history, and these vehicles are a symbol of that, which we seek to preserve. These vehicles have now entered into our folklore and now have become heritage collectibles. We have today two bands with us. The first band is called Phoenix. They are a bunch of kids of class 6 standard. But when you hear their music, you will be astounded. These are child prodigies. So they will be playing for us oldies, granddaddies and fathers. And also another band called the Stonites. They are also school students only. So this is us trying to bridge across the generations. Through them, we invite them into our world of these heritage vehicles. Make them spread the story and make them remember. As also we may be very old, but we are not too old to be rockers. Don't we agree? We are quietly but surely working hard to become a platform from which we can encourage like-minded people to join our club. We also wish to become a platform to help fellow restorers with all technical and logistics supplies. We will be consultants and mentors to any person who wishes to restore any historical vehicles of relevance. And we are also ready to have more people joining us. But please bear with us that as of now, the membership is only by invitation through our members.
Thank you, Flatfenders Club, for inviting me to this Foundation Day and for having me here this afternoon. A very warm and good afternoon to all of you. First and foremost, congratulations to the Flatfenders Club for another landmark occasion, for crossing the 5-year milestone, and for successful series of events and initiatives over the last 5 years. I've personally witnessed from close range how you've been functioning and the activities that you've been carrying out, not just within the club, but also participating with the state government in government programs, at local events, national events, and international events. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the government to each and every one of you, and well done to all the good works that you have done. This morning, before I departed from my residence to participate here, I spoke to the Honorable Chief Minister and informed him of this program that I'll be attending. Also to brief him on the activities that the club is doing and how they will be participating in the next coming weeks at state level programs. Chief Minister Dr. Nipurio asked me to convey his best wishes, his congratulations, and his gratefulness to the club for all that you do for us. So I'm privileged and honored to convey the personal message of the Chief Minister to President Sir and to all friends and colleagues in the Flatfenders Club. My good friend John has already given an elaborate explanation of what the Flatfenders Club is all about, its vision, its purpose, its background, and the roadmap ahead. There's nothing much for me to add there, but I must place on record everybody's, I think, deep appreciation for what you do. John has already explained, but I must add that apart from all that you do, each and every one of you, you are also preservers and protectors of history and heritage. You are keeping alive a heritage and history which many of the present generation do not know about. It is through your initiatives, through what you do, and the hours and hours that you spend with these little kids, like your own babies, that ensures that the next generations get to know past history, past legacy. You are protecting history and legacy. That's not just about the war, but these vehicles impacted the history and the evolution of mobility in the early 20th century. Because these vehicles and these jeeps not only contributed to the war and was used in war all over the world, but post-war, they became important elements of mobility in different parts of the world. Even here, I remember my dad and our elders telling us that the first batch of officers and the cabinet used Willys jeeps for their mobility. In fact, 2 cabinet ministers would get 1 jeep to share turn by turn. So they would work that out. You were sharing stories about how you helped your dad clean their jeeps. I think all of us have such memories. Choto choto part carburetor de olaigene chelemchi de petrol haligene toothbrush pra safa korado. I think all of us have gone through that. I'm not trying to sound too old here, always trying to show a young face of myself to the rest of society, but we have memories of that. Also, I want to challenge the club. Of all the visions and works that you do, I also want you to take up more initiatives, have more such rallies, have more such events, have workshops on how to restore, have capacity building exercises on how to partner, do collector-to-collector events like how we have B2B and B2C. You can also have collector-to-collector events. And we all know, each of you know, that the Flatfenders Club is not just a movement that's taking place here, but it's a worldwide movement. Across the world, in America, in Europe, in the Far East, in Japan, there are Flatfenders Club. So I want you to take up the initiative to connect with these clubs around the world, to connect with these communities around the world, and empower ourselves, enhance our capability, network, not just in this vertical, but use that platform to empower Naga people. Use that platform to elevate our state. Use that platform to tell good stories about Nagaland to the new world and show Nagaland in a new perspective so that people have good stories, positive stories to write about us and showcase Nagaland at its best. Tell the rest of the world that in this far corner, we too are having a movement like that. You talked about the war. I must take this opportunity to also speak about our history and our perspective of the war. We all know that about 85 years ago, great powers, the powers of the world, clashed in our lands. Our people, Naga people, were living peacefully off the land, doing our own things, having our own way of life, and suddenly out of nowhere, guns boomed, rockets fired in, planes started crisscrossing in the air, and war reached our doorsteps. Our forefathers, our parents had no idea what was happening. We suddenly got involved in a war which we had nothing to do with. It was just a clash of great powers, ideologies. But we got involved. And the war reached our land. They fought for this road. Thousands of Japanese forces reached Kohima, overrunning large parts of Asia, and the great battle of Kohima took place. We know every part of that history. But we also know that if the Japanese forces had gotten control of this road, come down here, taken over that airfield and that railway station, perhaps the history of the subcontinent, the popularity of democracy in Asia would have been very different. That Battle of Kohima reshaped world history. It changed the course of world history. Today, whether we like it or not, we are part of that history. Our parents, our forefathers were part of that, and we will continue to live with that legacy.
At the very outset, I would like to say that it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here, and I would really like to thank Sir for giving this opportunity. As I stand before you, I see so many distinguished, so many accomplished, and passionate enthusiasts in this group. And as I look at the jeeps, the Willys, and as Sir had mentioned earlier, I remember the stories, and also I am reminded of the fact that each and every jeep carries a story of the person who drove it, of the person who maintained it, and most importantly, of the person who did not allow history to fade into oblivion. And as I stand here today, I am reminded of the fact that these particular vehicles remind us of certain qualities which we all aspire for. Maybe those are qualities of reliability. These are qualities of endurance. These are qualities of stability, simplicity, timelessness. And these are all qualities which we aspire for and qualities which we think are important in our lives. And as I stand here today and celebrate along with each and every one of you this particular Foundation Day, I would like to congratulate all the owners for you have taken immense pain to ensure that each of these vehicles have been restored to its pristine condition. And as I stand here, I would simply like to say this, that all of you have ensured that there is a historical link to the past, as Sir Abu had mentioned earlier. And as I was talking to one of the club members, he mentioned about this particular Jeep, another Jeep which he has, and the gifts which a former DC during the World War II event had gifted his grandfather. And that time I realized the fact that these are stories which we must document. And each Jeep, in all certainty, most of these vehicles have been gifted to the participants here. Some may have been bought, but some of them have been gifted to the club members. And those members had inherited those vehicles for a specific reason. And the reason could have been the gratitude of the British officers who had served during the World War, and the gratitude to the ancestors, to our ancestors would have been for the simple fact that they helped the Britishers during the clash of civilizations. And in this context, I urge the Flatfenders Club to ensure that we document the history of the vehicles. For in documenting the history of these particular vehicles, we are also documenting, we are also celebrating the bravery, the sacrifices of our past leaders. As I stand here today, I would also like to state that yes, you have conducted various rallies. And as Sir has mentioned, you have actually put Nagaland on the tourist map. And for that, I congratulate you. May your vision continue to grow in the days to come as well. As I stand here, I would just like to say this thing. Nagaland has multiple challenges. And amongst those challenges, I think the one major challenge is the issue of road safety and road discipline. And I think we are all contributing either to road safety, road discipline, or we are being victims of road safety and road discipline. As a policeman, I feel that our job is not just restricted simply to enforcing the law, penalizing and punishing the offenders. I also feel that as a policeman, my job is to ensure that to whatever extent possible, we are able to prevent tragedies. Tragedies that are caused by road accidents. And in my personal life as well, we have been hit by a road accident. And though it was not tragic, it impacted our family in a very big way. And in such manner, many families are being impacted. And we as a society, we have to come together to ensure that road discipline, adherence to traffic rules becomes a part of our lives. And for that, the one thing that I would like to advocate the Flatfenders Club is, if we can, during all the rallies that you carry out, incorporate such social messages. Create some programs where these elements are incorporated. Because one thing which I've realized is this. In majority of the laws which we have, those laws which are really imbibed, internalized by society, those laws are the laws which we are able to enforce at a greater degree of severity. Laws which are not connected to the people, at certain times, we are unable to enforce it stringently. So what we have to do is that we have to ensure that road discipline, adherence to traffic rule, becomes a part of our social system, a part of our norms and our conventions. And this is what I would like to urge each and every one of you that are gathered here today. At the very end, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the Flatfenders Club for inviting me to this program. And may you continue to restore, may you continue to drive, may you continue to share knowledge, and above all, be the shapers and drivers of our Naga society.
Today, as our special guest of honor, Sri Abu Mehta, have also mentioned about the museum in Japan. So when I also visited US, the museum, the National Museum, the museums are so rich, and I felt that in Nagaland we should also develop some type of museum, because when we go and see, it creates interest in us, and we want to go back to history also, and want to progress further. And today the logo of Preserved and Flourished is, I think, such a good logo for all of us. We have to give time, put interest, and then things become beautiful, and we have to hold the history and also move forward. Today, as a director of Postal Service, today we have also exhibit stamps on the World War II. Backside, if you get time, please see. So, through the stamps, we can know history, polity, economics, international relation, and we can really expand our knowledge, and it's an encyclopedia of knowledge. So I encourage here all of you to also visit the stamps on the backside and enjoy the rich display, and let us take something new also ignite new interest in ourselves. And all the best, and all the best to the Nagaland Flatfenders Club. Thank you very much.
The other day when Mr. John Longcomer rang me up asking me to be here, I was wondering why, in the first place, he had invited me. But it so happened that a couple of months back, my good friend Alo John came to me with one of his relics, a beautifully maintained relic, and I had the opportunity to climb up and take a photo, posted it as my DM or whatever you call it, and so from there it spread, I think. But anyway, when I came here this morning and saw the beautiful jeeps, I started to imagine what my village Sovima would have looked like in the late 30s or the 40s. Because we have there what we used to call our British airfield. Now it's all covered up, macadamized and all that, but then there used to be a place. But the early settlers of Sovima used to recount that they used to find the waste or the remains of vehicles, the car batteries, chassis, and other paraphernalia of old vehicles. Sovima then must have been a vehicle depot of the British, of the Allied forces. And as Mr. Abu Mehta was saying, the importance of Kohima, the Battle of Kohima. Well, historians or analysts will surely agree with him and with me when I say that had the Japanese occupied or overrun Kohima, they would have easily reached the plains. They could have taken over the airfield. They could have taken over the railroads. And once they have reached the railroads, it would have been a matter of days to reach Calcutta, the mainland, the plains of the thing, and history would have been changed. Now, these are reminders of the great battle. In we Angames, Chechama, Abu Mehta, I don't know whether you recall, the Second World War is a landmark event where when I asked my mother when she was born, she doesn't remember, but she says when the Japanese came, I was carrying my kid sister watching airplanes fly over the land. The Japanese came to the land, to our village, when another kid sister was born. As a matter of fact, I had an uncle who was named as the gentleman, the person born during the Japanese time. His name in Angami was called Japanse. He was born, his birth was met, or let's say the Japanese met with his birth or something like that. So, well, those days, if this vehicle had passed by Chechama, I must say my grandparents could have named some of their children as the one born when the British jeep passed by, or something like that. Anyway, I know that maintaining these vehicles are a very expensive hobbies I should say. But you have maintained so many vehicles so in such pristine condition, I must say pristine, and it must have cost you a fortune. Like Mr. R.T. Chang was saying, it would have been the next time it would be your kidney or something. But you are the proud owners of a legacy that is very much part of our Naga history. So I wish you continue to maintain these vehicles, promote this, so that we can write an epitaph for those war veterans or the children who come to visit Kohima or Nagaland. An epitaph which says, when you go home, tell them of us that we preserve and flourish your yesteryears. I think that would be a good epitaph. Thank you. God bless.
The pastor of Chupukidima, sir, Imna, you have done a wonderful thing today for gracing the occasion, and because of your grace, I think we have wonderful weather and everything is going very smoothly. I'm also very happy that our president, Flatfenders, for giving the lovely speech that he has done, as usual, and also to the guests, special guests, Imna Linsa, a good buddy, I would say, and in matrimonial side, we'll say we are co-brother-in-law, because his wife also married my cousin brother, so we are co-in-laws in that way. So we are more than a family. I'm very happy that you have come here. I'm very happy again for our friend Abu, who's always been there at the back of us for anything that we want. He has, I think, never said no to our call, which has been a really promising factor, I would say that. Very encouraging, I would say that, yeah. I'm very happy also to Sir Sebastian, the chairperson, who has come here. We always meet in the WhatsApp group. It's more than a war, I would say that. So John Longkumar was in that WhatsApp group. It's more than a war, I would say that, okay? But sometimes, we just keep ourselves back full step and sometimes front step, So it's like that. Thank you for coming and giving a wonderful talk. And also not forgetting our lady, the only lady, guest of honor, those who are here. So, ma'am, you have been so great. You have been so helpful. And at a very young age, you have now reached the director level. And her husband is also IFS. He is now in Spain. So he is also from Nagaland. Very grateful that I can see the young people doing very well. Our Nagas, everywhere you could see, I'm so grateful to you. And also very delighted and very happy that you could give the exhibit of the frame. It came all the way from Tripura, the frame. So I could exhibit my stamps over there. The stamp which is exhibited at the back of me, right in front of me on the back of you, it is, I have won international award and national award. It is just 1% of my collection. And I have got many, I would say that, not bragging, but I've got many. But this is one portion I could give time during the COVID time, and so I had some time, so I could display that. So this is about how the war started, since we are into World War, how the war started and how it ended. So if you want to go meticulously, it's just a vignette, it's just a short, what you call, summary, I would say, of the entire history, where you can come to know exactly what happened during the war, World War II. I'm happy to all the media people and everybody those who have come here, and all the well-wishers, the friends and everybody. Well, without giving a small word, other than thanks, it will not do justice, I would say that. I would say that a man is known by the company he keeps, and a man is known by the word he keeps also. So I would say that the word was spoken during the Second World War about making a war machine which could go anywhere in the world. So I guess the word was spoken and the action was taken by Bantam, and the Jeep started off. The Willys and the Ford took over next because they had the biggest manufacturing unit. So this is how the old horses here you can see. I would say that the word was spoken, the best companion is here with us, the old horse. It has never kept us anything, kept us, at the back bench. Whenever we drove on it, sat on it, it has never let us down. Imagine 80 years plus and it's still running fine. You can see the marvels of science, the very good vehicle that is coming up in the market. But once the engine stops, you cannot drive. You need to call up somebody, a helpline, to come and start off or to get it towed. But this old, ruggedy, old horse, you just need a screwdriver and a plus. That's it. Unless it's a major breakdown, but just need the two. So it means how reliable it is, They can count on it. So it's the best companion, I would say that. You will not be deceived anywhere. So nice of it, So we are here, sitting over here, trying to have the Flatfenders Founders Club because we want to revive back all the history. And it is the history that will talk legacy of us. The young generation, I would like to tell that you have to pick on because the time is long way ahead of you. and the sun is setting on our side. But nevertheless, we want to foretell something at the legacy that you keep on, that one day you'll be remembered and you'll go to 100 years, century. Now it's almost 20 years to be century, I would say that, and it'll be there. I'm very grateful to my friend also, Adu also, who has come. He is a classmate, I would say that, but from different school, rival school those days, you know. But Suntiba and a great friend here also. Yeah, those who have come. I'm so happy, you know, that you all have come and then to grace this. And the thanks goes to those people, those who have been at the backdrop, setting up the tents, the music, and all that here on the platform where I'm standing also. And those who have been working there recklessly and also very fine-tunedly, I would say, from a past more than a month, I would say that some of them. And the young guns, I would say that, those are the backdrop memorabilia and everything that they're doing. It was a very painstaking, like they had made all the, the T-shirts, memorabilia and all that, the caps and all. You can take that, and I know it's already getting exhausted even before the sales rolled out. But nevertheless, you can order if you want online, and then they are there to serve at you, yeah? So anyway, thank you all of you, those who are here, those who have come, and I wish that you'll enjoy the show, and I hope that we'll meet you on the 11th at Kohima, as our brother Abu has mentioned, and also in the Hornbill, where we always exhibit our World War II. So let the passion grow in each one of us, and let us preserve, you know, our motto clearly says, preserve and flourish. Let us hope that we Nagas preserve our culture, heritage, and whatever we have. It is not only the Flatfenders or the whatever that we need to preserve, and many more items of your heirlooms, I would say that. Your parents, your great-grandparents, the heirloom that we need to preserve. So let's preserve and let Naga flourish forever and ever. So bless all of you. Thanks for coming and have a great day. Thank you.
The viewers Nagaland Flatfenders Club laga dahan modo di Kwanishna preserve and flourish Kwanishna amna mula background diwi dikhiyo pai se ki vintage jeeps kundo World War II kan diwi participate kuina aishe. Edohan sop tahan yede showcase kuina thagala amyan dikhiyo pai se aro stamps kan bi tade age di mula background diwi tahan showcase kuina amyan visuals diwi dikhiyo pawo edohan pura heritage kan noilui sop kan do preserve kuri gana tahan idu showcase kura la ase aro tahan peace rally noilui alak program kan manai gana tahan initiative kuri gana aha labi amyan sop janyo baise aji laga guest of honor Abu Mehta wabi tahan ke advisor to chief minister dai wabi Flatfenders Club kan ke encourage kurina goishe ki tahan inaga initiative kan lua damde tahan la true initiatives kan diwa tahan idu Kiligule tahan la collection of jeeps kando vintage cars kando World War II time te laga tahan history preserve kuri kana edu laga club se to tahan ke encourage kuishe ki inaga since already naga manu kan ba war de World War II de experience kuishe to itu nemmete icha do itu la experience to war do thik nai goina tahan la through their relays noilui kiki la initiative programs kan de tahan peace must triumph goina itu kan be ekta social awareness social message kan diule nimite encourage kuna speaker kamba guest of honor special guest kamba it will include kuna kwala amyan hunio baisha aji nimite manise this chimishi with camera person Timjan for Nagaland News Network.